Spoil mama on the go, lighten up the road, caring heart and bubbly smile, lifting up the load. Sweet and helpful, got that cheer, every friend all year. Witty spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Every shoulder show, sailing wide, oceans calling true. Travel far and explore, travel far, discover more, seas that sparkle blue. Cruising waves, a breeze in hair, trail without a map. Mom and family side by side, take another lap. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love will always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Family ties that never break, love that leads the way. In your arms we find the strength, rocking every day. Smiles that shine on rainy days, through the fog and mist. In your warmth, our hearts are held. Feel that gentle kiss. Oh, like the land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, like the land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Mountains high and valleys low, through it all you stand. Anchor strong in stormy seas, steady as the land. Memory of every trip, laughter on the breeze. With you, life's an endless ride, always here to please.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Sorry about the little janky setup here, but I'm going to move or turn you so you can see what I'm making. But for the moment, we'll start here. Let's see. We had Nick P. in early. I don't have time to watch, but wanted to say his website has been seen by 1,600 people in 30 countries. Wow, that's awesome. Good to see you, Nick. I have been worried about you. Haven't seen you for a while, and I know there's stuff going on in your area. We have Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts, and we have Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Yeah, Liz, I had all the stuff for auto replay, sorry, and then StreamYard went, nope, you can only do that little countdown with a little black background. You can't do any of this other intro stuff, and I'm not going to pay for it. So I'm looking into other things. I might be switching to a different streaming thing, but oh well. Yeah, that's why I kind of do this janky way, but at least I can do it that way. We got Danny in here. And everybody saying hi to each other. Yes, we're in the kitchen. See, we're a couple days away from Valentine's. My son and his girlfriend celebrated last night because they're both working on Valentine's Day. So um, they did a fancy half chicken dinner and stuff. I got to eat in my room. They had the dining room here. They have roses on the table. And she made a lovely angel food cake, but it's not gluten free, so I didn't have it. Now, I was going to make a cake yesterday for myself, but I thought, you know what? We'll make it tonight. And this is a flourless chocolate cake. So we're going to get started. I'll turn you so you can see. And I got some Valentine's questions so we can talk about in between or at the end. So I'm just going to reach out here. Adjust my camera. Okay, turn. No, you don't want to see my chest in there. So you can use a 9-inch round pan, or you can use a springform pan. I chose the springform, and you're going to need a piece of parchment. So I took at the bottom out of the springform, made a square, I cut out a square the size of that, and then you fold it, and then you can trim it around the circle to make it fit. You just kind of trim till it fits in there. First of all, we're going to spray the pan. I don't want to spray on my computer, so I'm going to go over here. Spray around from the bottom. And then put the parchment in the bottom. And it says to spray the paper too. So we're going to spray the paper. There we go. That's part one done. I found this online. It just came up in my Facebook feed. So put the spray out of my way. And then the next thing we have to do is melt some chocolate and some butter. Well, you can do it in a saucepan on the stove, or I like to do it the easy way, in the microwave. The only thing with the microwave, you gotta stir it every so often, and only do like 30 seconds at a time. So it called for 8 ounces of gluten-free semi-sweet chocolate chips. Well, semi-sweet chocolate chips in the grocery store here were like $2 more than getting a block of semi-sweet chocolate, and I just cut it up into chopped up in little bits. And then I got 2 sticks of butter, which is 1 cup. They cut up into pieces. And we're going to melt that in the microwave, which is just over there. And we'll do it a little bit at a time until it's melted. Then this cake also has a chocolate glaze over it. I'm just going to melt. I'm going to move the pan down out of the way while we mix everything up. Other things we're going to need is 6 eggs, 1 1/4 cup sugar, white sugar, and then some unsweetened cocoa. I'm going to keep it over the side here till we're ready for that, because I need room to stir things up. I'm going to check on this and stir it in just a second. I don't know how many people like chocolate, but chocolate's one of my favorites. We got the butter melting a bit, so we'll start stirring it. Chocolate started to melt. You want to do a little bit of time because you don't want to burn your chocolate. We'll give it another 30 seconds. And we'll give it a stir again. Where's my apron? Oh, I could have done that. 1 second. My son's girlfriend borrowed one that used to be my grandmother's or my aunt's. There we go. She borrowed it yesterday to cover her clothes while they were cooking in the kitchen. Your slobs do wear aprons. Well, this one's kind of pretty. The other two are my son's culinary aprons. Which are those? Were white ones. They're no longer white ones. They are kind of a yellow color. So there we go. So that was about 1.5 minutes. I did 1 minute and then 30 seconds. So we got nice melted semi-sweet chocolate. There we go. I suppose I should have the top part on up here. So then it says to add the sugar and mix well. That was 1.25 cups of sugar. I'm going to mix that in. And I'm just going to have a little rubber spatula that my son bought. Mix that in well. I'll give that. Okay. Now, yeah, need 6 eggs slightly beaten, which I hadn't beaten yet. Maybe gluten-free, but not healthy. Now, not with all the sugar in it. Gluten-free, but not keto. But what the heck, it's Valentine's coming up. I deserve a treat too. And I can't touch the other cake, so. Although I did get some good treats at Costco on Monday when I went. Oops. And then we're going to add eggs a little at a time. Kind of temper them because you don't want to cook the eggs in the. You don't want scrambled eggs and chocolate. Stir. Okay. That takes a little of time and mix well. I have pizza on order, so not healthy, but did order veggie pizza. I seen a pizza at Walmart the other day that looked good. For me, well, it's going to be 16, no, I guess it was $10. I think it was only like about a 12-inch pizza. I think I can get a pizza from Domino's. It's gluten-free for about the same price or not much more. What do I do with that? We'll use this. Get this beaten in here a little mixy, yep. Should have grabbed the bigger whisk, but we'll use this little Pampered Chef thing. My cousin is having an online Pampered Chef party. And they have all these quizzes and things, and you can win prizes. And I won a prize. I could access the recipe book. And I was like, oh, nice. We could upgrade you if you want to hold a party. Like, yeah. Well, I have an online party. Who's going to participate? Not many, because a bunch of my friends are the ones that are already in the party thing. Okay, so that's mixed well, and then we have to sip the cocoa over top, and then mix it till it's just blended. So that is a cup of unsweetened cocoa. Sipped it over top. Don't think it's going to work well with the. Come on, whisk. Get the spatula out again. Besides, I don't need a bunch of. I should have brought a spoon over. I don't need a bunch of Pampered Chef stuff because I already have a lot of Pampered Chef stuff. The stuff I don't have is the expensive stuff, and I don't want to invest in that. I don't do a lot of cooking. Well, I do with you guys, but see if I can use the other end of this to help get it through the. Yeah. Why don't you throw it on top of the table, Michael Ann? Whose idea was to sift us recipes? Yeah. Should have used my grandmother's flour sifter. Would have been faster. Do-do-do. Come on. I could go for pizza. I had to laugh at Trevor last night? The night before. The plaza he works in, his dispensary is like 3 doors down from a Domino's and right beside a Subway. So he decided to order a pizza for after work. Like he got done early, so he figured he'd have it delivered. And he's waiting and waiting, then he looks. He had checked pickup, so he had to walk all the way back down to get his pizza. That was kind of silly of him. Need a better sifter. Come on. Not a very wide mesh on this. There's been a few times that he's actually, when he's ordered me a gluten-free one. The other place we order from does gluten-free as well. It's like a family-run one called Giressi's. It's not my favorite pizza. My favorite place is actually called Frenzy. Or we call it Frenzies around here, but just like the ship. It was spelled just like the ship, so just wipe this off so I can grab the end. And once I get this in the thing, then I'll wipe the table off. So it says stir until just blended and then pour the batter into the pan. Stir until just blended. Okay. Come on, blend. I should have tried the Lost Cruiser on NCL had a flourless cake. But I was being risky in having gluten on there, and I shouldn't have because I paid for it afterwards. But I should have tried the flourless cake. Instead, I ordered the Snickers pound cake, and it was disappointing. It's just about mixed. A little bit around the edges. Okay, I think we're just about close to mixed there. So I'm going to grab my bigger spatula. And I'll pour it into the pan. So I'll use my Pampered Chef spatula. Pour it into the prepared pan. And I have the oven preheated at 375 or close to it on mine because mine runs a little hot. All right. So I got this apron on, take my fingers off on there. Okay, we're going to put that in the oven It says 35 to 40 minutes, so let's start with we'll check it at 35. And I'm going to get a cloth to wipe this off with. Anybody doing anything special for Valentine's? I'm not. I'll just be here. I'm just going to stop the camera and move you guys over for a sec. Valentine's is Saturday. It's nicer when it's on a weekend. People can go, oh, hello, Najima. It's been a while. How are you doing? Been cruising? Keeping busy? Move this up a bit. I got to meet Najima on the inaugural Helping Hands cruise. There we go. Meeting my friend for Mexican food to celebrate my birthday. Chris is working. We'll see what the evening brings. Might make soft pretzels. So we're feeling ambitious. Ooh, that sounds good. I like pretzels. Now, I have seen gluten-free ones in the U.S. It's like, and I like the pretzel crisps. You find all kinds of flavors here, but you can't get the gluten-free ones here. I also like Mexican. Maybe I don't know what we have in there. Maybe I'll make Mexican for myself. I'm not sure what shifts they're working around here. Trevor is working this evening. And Natalie is off today, but she wasn't feeling well, so she's been kind of camped downstairs. So we have to make the glaze up yet, but I'll wait a few minutes before I do that, and I can just tip the camera down. So I have some questions. Are recycling these hearts from back on your birthday live last year. So I looked up a few, nothing special on Valentine's Day. But you got a lot coming up in March, don't you, Danny? So first question, in 1907, Hershey's began manufacturing what tiny chocolate candy that they're popular for today? In 1907, Hershey's began manufacturing what tiny chocolate candy that are popular today? No hints, gotta guess. I think there's enough clues in the questions to figure it out. In 1907, Hershey's began manufacturing what tiny chocolate candies that are popular today? I didn't know they were around this long, but no Hershey fans? Last time, 1907, Hershey's began manufacturing what tiny chocolate candy that are popular today? Comments are coming through. Comments are coming through slow. Sounds like it. Liz said kiss. Danny said kiss. It's Hershey's Kisses. You're right. Yes, Danny's got Helen in March, and then Switzerland. There's got some Swiss chocolate over there, Danny. Oh no, Helen's supposed to have a good chocolate fudge place or something, and spaghetti ice. This question, it's a long question, but 2 malted biscuits separated by a light chocolate cream filling and coated with thin chocolate layer of chocolate make up what snack brand introduced to Australia in 1964? Two malted chocolate biscuits separated by a light chocolate cream filling and coated in a thin layer of chocolate make up what snack brand introduced to Australia in 1964? I was lucky enough to get these again in November, December. And got to do something special with them, which I did on the inaugural cruise. They actually had them in Costco too the other day. It was really tempting to buy them, and I looked at them and went, nope, they're not gluten free. Liz is saying Tim Tam. Danny saying Tim Tam. It is in fact Tim Tam. We did Tim Tam Slam on the original cruise on the Horizon, and we did another one on the Encore. And they had big packages of them in Costco, which is the darndest thing. I was like, oh, I want to buy them. What do these X and O's represent? If you're thinking Valentines, what do X's and O's represent? Of course, it didn't matter if Valentines or not. I remember my aunts and my grandmothers would sign cards and they put X and O's. Was this guest hugs and kisses? Yes, hugs and kisses. What flower is commonly given on Valentine's Day? What flower is commonly given on Valentine's Day? Good guess. Now, the interesting thing is, it wasn't my son that bought the roses. His girlfriend bought them for him. It's interesting. She buys him flowers. Quite often. Oh, I was looking it up the other day too. The five love languages. I haven't done those for a while, but we did them about. They've been together 5 years, so it was before that. So it's probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I did them with me and the kids, just to see, like, not only for romantic things, to see how between you and your relationships, whether it's your family or your spouse or whatever, what comes out as their specific love language and the percentages of them. And it was interesting because myself, my oldest, and my middle adopted one. I'm going to find a better term for it. My middle son. All were quality time. Trevor's, I believe, is acts of service. But I have to look it up. I found the thing last week and kind of looked it over. But it's something interesting because you see what your main love language is, but you can always see what theirs is, and what you can do for them. It's like, it's acts of service, doing something as simple as doing the dishes or cleaning up after Trevor's cooked. He doesn't like to do acts of service for others, but he likes to have the act of service done for him. So he did the cooking last night, washed up partway through, did some more cooking. I washed up the dishes today. On the other hand, he took out the garbage today, but and he spent time the other day. He could have been hanging out in the basement, spent time up here chatting with me, and that means a lot to me. My kids spending some time. Now, I mentioned this in a dessert I had, named after his pet, or named after the pet of its creator. What is the biggest selling chocolate bar in the world as of 2022? What do you think is the biggest selling chocolate bar in the world? It's smelling good already. Named after a pet of its creator, what is the biggest selling chocolate bar in the world as of the end of 2022? I eat them off and on because, as far as I know, there's no gluten in them. Not like another couple favorites I have that have wafers in them, so I'm going to exclude that. Getting due for a haircut again, and color. So the gray is showing here, and it was showing over here. So I look on my live streams and go, oh, geez, I need to haircut and color. Named after a pet of its creator, what's the biggest selling chocolate bar in the world? The comments are coming through slow, but it's coming through really slow. Either that or I got a bunch of lurkers. The answer is Snickers. I said I was disappointed in the Snickers pound cake on the ship. It was a big piece of pound cake, and it had a little piece of Snickers in one spot and a little piece in another spot, and that's it. I was like, I thought there'd be more chocolate and caramel and stuff in it. We'll do one more, and then we'll start making the glaze. Let's see what's a good one. I think this is a good one. Which famous website was founded on Valentine's Day in 2005? One said founded, one said launched, but which famous website was launched or founded on Valentine's Day 2005? Which famous website was founded or launched on Valentine's Day 2005? And hold on to that for a few minutes. What you think? What famous website was launched or founded on Valentine's Day 2005? And while we're thinking on that, I gotta find get measuring bowl here. There's a measuring cup. It's microwavable. Need some chocolate, some butter, and maybe another little spatula. Where did my other little spatula go? No, this won't work. The question was, what famous website was launched or founded on Valentine's Day 2005? So we're starting on the glaze is 4 ounces of gluten-free semi-sweet chocolate chips. So I have 4 ounces of the bar that I chopped up. And I have 3 tablespoons of butter. And this, again, we're going to melt it in the microwave. Comments are frozen. I wish I had somebody up here because I need to go out and come up back again. Well, I'm going to keep this open, see if I can see what happens here. Now I see them. Let's see. And the right answer, what? I'm not going to highlight that one, Chris. Yes. That was Snickers. Thanks, Liz. And the correct answer was YouTube. Let's see if we can keep going now. I can see it. I just kind of refreshed there. Okay. So I put in the 4 ounces of chocolate and 3 tablespoons of butter. I haven't had my comments freeze before. I've frozen. Do the 30-second intervals. Geez, I did dishes today. Now I'm going to do dishes again. Oh well. Now what to get dressed tonight, and I didn't realize I didn't have any red shirts other than Christmas ones, so I went with pink. Let's see if this is melted yet. Partially, I think 30 more seconds should do it. We've got 15 minutes left on the cake, and then we've got to let it cool before we put the glaze on. Another question. What percentage of Valentine's cards are bought by women? What percent of Valentine cards do you think are bought by women? I think this is all melted. Give it a second. Let's stir it. Let me find my mouse here. What percent of Valentines do you think are bought by women? This better not have frozen again. What else we got into this? So melt chocolate chips and that. Stir until smooth. Remove from heat. Stir in milk, honey, and vanilla. And it's tablespoon of milk, a tablespoon of honey, and a quarter teaspoon of vanilla. I'm using almond milk because that's just what we use around here. Let's see, Liz is messaging me again. All answered. Holy crap! StreamYard, try this again. I'll be back. Butter. Chris says 59%. Liz says 60. Danny says 50. Would you believe that it's 85% of cards are bought by women? Crazy, eh? I need a tablespoon of honey. What is this one? Canada's favorite. But why does it have Chinese writing in Japanese? That's crazy. I know, it's annoying. Is it just the chat freezing, or is it me too? Cray. No. Stir that in. Glaze. And I need a quarter teaspoon of vanilla. I'm not freezing. You're fine. It's just the. That's good to know. Anybody know what the original purpose of those candy hearts was? It's one of my bottles of vanilla from Mexico. And we went to Cozumel. Oops. I got just a wee bit left in this one, but we just opened the, have a bottle of the clear stuff we just opened yesterday. That not used in the angel food cake. So get rid of these. I'm back. No idea, no clue. Well, they kind of taste weird. But the funny thing was their original purpose of those candy hearts was medicinal lozenges. That's kind of gross. But they do have an interesting taste to them. So we got our glaze here. And it's supposed to be okay to let stand for a while. Oops, move it out of the way. Done with that question. Who invented the first Valentine's Day box of chocolates? Who invented the first Valentine's Day box of chocolates? I'll give it to you if you get the right company. I gave the person's name, but if you give the right company, I'll let that go. Who invented the first Valentine's Day box of chocolates? I almost bought some the other day, but then I was kind of thinking I don't know if Natalie and Trevor like the things that like the filled chocolates or not. I know I don't care. I'll eat them, especially if they're caramel or something like that. Liz is saying Cadbury. Danny's saying, I think she means Cadbury. Chris is saying Hallmark. Then said Russell Stover's. Life's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But it was Richard Cadbury. Good job. Who was the ancient Greek goddess of love? I should turn this up so you see my face, not just my mouth. Since we got everything mixed up. Who was the ancient Greek goddess of love? It smells like it's close to being done. Got 2 more questions after this. One trivia, one just was the last one's an interesting one that another YouTube channel asked their teenage kids, so they left it to last. Let me just check here. It's kind of a weird one. It's Aphrodite. Now, the last trivia one is which type of chocolate is not quite as bitter as dark, but not as light and creamy as milk chocolate. What type of chocolate is not quite as bitter as dark and not as light and sweet as milk chocolate? And it's good for baking. Hint, hint, I've used it tonight. I hope this isn't frozen again. This is driving me crazy. Let's check again. This is being silly. I'll be back. Yep, froze again, didn't it? Venus, no clue, Medusa. That'd be a scary one for Greek gods. Semi-sweet. Semi-sweet. Yep. We got about 4 minutes. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Yes, frozen again. Thanks, Liz. Now this one was the parents on the channels I follow. They have a bunch of kids. Most of them are adopted. And the teen one, they asked them, what is a deal breaker for you in a relationship? What's a deal breaker? There was some interesting answers from the kids. Is there something that would be a deal breaker for you in a relationship? One of the answers that a lot of kids gave, and deal breaker for me, was cheating. Because that's happened in mine. Or not being an equal partner. That was another one. Similar. One of the kids similar said, no, it should be both ways. Like not one controlling the other, or not one that's being manipulating the other. Expect that when you're in a relationship, somebody is going to give an equal share of love and an equal share of that, and not expect you to do everything. And that was an interesting, because it was what I watched called Crazy Middles. And the kids ranged in age. I think the youngest one they asked was probably 10 or 11, and the oldest was, well, the oldest that's living at home was 18, and then there was one that just moved back, was early 20s. And it was interesting to hear all the different thoughts on that. And one later, oops, about a minute left. Later, I will add this recipe to the description. I couldn't find the link to one last week. I put it, or the link to the website. I couldn't find the link to the website. It just come up under the Facebook thing, but I can try. If not, I'll put the recipe in. See, this sprung up a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be from the picture. Give me 1 second. And we will, whoops. Let's not spill things here. We need some oven mitts. Turn that off. Oh, I think it's done. That looks done to me. So it's let it cool for 10 minutes. I'm going to get my rack, one of my racks out here. Let it cool for 10 minutes in the pan and then take the pan off. So we'll give it 10-minute warning there. Because I use the springform pan, it'll be easier to get the this hair. I'll read the instructions in case things go south on this. Okay. Cool cake for 10 minutes, then invert onto plate. Remove sides if using springform pan. Remove parchment and allow cake to continue to cool. When the cake has cooled, pour glaze onto the center using a spatula or the back of a spoon, then very gently smooth the glaze along the top and sides. Chill for at least 30 minutes before serving. I don't know if we're going to hang around that long because this crazy chat seems to be freezing on me. I don't know why. I've never had that happen before. I've had me freeze or had my guests freeze, but if I have to keep going out and coming in again, let me check. I'll be back. Yummy, yep. It's okay, Michael, and we're still here. Well, I can see that there's a number of people here, but it's so frustrating that we can't chat back and forth. Crazy, crazy. And you go away till the end of the month, right? If I'm not mistaken, Liz. I know your birthday's next Tuesday. I'm not saying how old you are because that's not, unless people were here last year for a special occasion. And maybe I'll put the link to that in here. That was a fun live stream last year. I really appreciated Danny's help on doing a special video. That was fun. I need to come up with some cool ideas like that this year. We did the graduation last year. We did the baby contest last year. We need to come up with some cool ideas like that. Yes, it was an awesome live stream because we had a special guest, a very special guest that I got to meet this year. And that was awesome too. Sorry I made you cry. Sorry, not sorry. It was the timing too. I know that. See, this is what drives me crazy. It gets to that point. It doesn't want to do anything. I would grow it out, but I can find a picture of me when I was, I don't know if I can find it and bring it up. Let me look, see if I can find the picture of me from back during 2020. A horrid picture of me with long hair. Let's see, photos. And I know the little girl that I was babysitting at the time took a picture of me. I don't know if it's on here or not. You can find a picture of me with long hair. I know I had one when I was like 10 when I let it grow out that year, but the horrid thing with 2020 was not only long hair, but it was also not dyed, so it was gray. And I swore after that, nope, I'm not aging gracefully. I'm going to fight it all the way. I'm still looking. Scrolling. I'm back to 2022. It's going to be here before too long. Oh, I should upload that picture. I have my son and his girlfriend asked me to take their pictures last night. Turned out nice. Oh, there's picture when the border opened up again. That was just after. That's when I got my hair cut and my shot. Come on. It's got to be in here just about the same time. I can't find it. That's a bummer. Because I know I had one. One horror one of me with long hair. It goes down to about here. And I was pulling it back on top so it wasn't in my face. That was before I was doing live streams. Because I didn't start doing live streams until September 2021. So I'm coming up on 5 years in September. All right, checking on this. 5 or 6 minutes left. Whoa. Holy smokes. Why did we have to go blurry? Are we going to cooperate? That's weird. That's weird. Focus on me. There we go. I used to have it, but it's easier to let it grow out. I let it. I had it long for a little bit of time in public school, but my mom didn't like that. I don't think my mom liked doing the fancy hair. I remember having ponytails for a while, or pigtails, and I don't remember what age that was. And then it was her hairstylist was a Scottish guy who was from Scotland, and had been here. And then also, I don't remember reason another, when I was about 10, he decided to move back to Scotland, and I was like, I'm not letting anybody else cut my hair. So I let it grow out. And I know there's a picture of me when I was 10, but I was like, I've had that before. On. Holy smokes. It should be in the photos of me, or my photos. Maybe? Where's the oldies? I don't have oldies but goodies. That'd be good for a laugh. Oh, almost a 10 minutes up. Oh, I'll let it grow out. back around when my parents had their 25th, so 16. Oh, geez, I can't remember. Calculate my head out how long ago that was. So I'll let it grow it again when I was. Let's see. Share screen. That's when I was 10. There. And then I let it grow out when I was about 18 for my cousin's wedding, because we were going to be wearing these big floppy hats. Give me 1 second. She turns this oven off. I don't even know. We're supposed to have these big floppy hats for her wedding, but our dresses were like lavender. When the hats came in, they were deep purple, so we changed our mind. But I did have, oops. Oh, that's my first. Am I going the right way? There, I let it grow there when I was 18. Because I was going to, do that with the floppy hat. But then when the hats came in purple, she decided, nope, we're not wearing the hats. So then I got my hair cut afterwards. Oh, that's a little brat. And most of the time when I was younger, it was cut either like the pixie cut or the shag cut. Stop sharing. Okay. Let's see, do this without burning my fingers. Take that off. And put it onto a plate. I'm not going to invert it because I'm just going to slide it off. Slide it off. Ow, hat. Give me 1 second. I flip it on. Ow. Well, there it is. I think it got a little overdone on the sides, but then I got to put the glaze on it once it's cooled more. It's still pretty hot. I'll post a picture when it's completely done. I'll post the picture. Thanks, Liz and Chris, for coming in. And I'll post a picture so you guys can see it. Have a good night. And with that, I think I am going to say goodnight as well. Thanks for coming in, folks. Take care of yourself. Have a happy Valentine's Day if I don't talk to you before. Love you guys. Bye for now.